What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you had a wonderful trading day. The market was actually pretty wild, a very, very interesting day, and we're setting up for a crazy one tomorrow, so make sure you guys are on stream. But as you could tell by the title, I bought this stock SOLY. That's what I'm going to call it, or Soliton. I don't know. If someone could give me the pronunciation, that'd be nice. But I bought this stock and doubled my money. I kind of didn't mean to. I looked into it more after hours. We made a pretty awesome trade on it. When did we get it? And I only bought 50 shares, and we're going to talk about this at like 8:09. So that's like 11:09 Eastern right there. And, of course, as always, I buy it, and it drops, and then it proceeded to rip up. But we got that at like 10:90. But I looked into it. We got a good entry, and I want to talk about the strategy. Why did I buy this? This wasn't a technical. There was not a book to this. There's no pretty pattern or frog or anything we're going to talk about here today. It's kind of just risk management and the strategy, and this is what I want to talk about because a lot of people even wanted to short this stock, and a lot of people would have got they would have got crushed, but also a lot of people made money, but a lot of people didn't get to make as much money depending on how they went about trading a stock and how it played. We bought this stock when it was 100% up. That's probably the stupidest thing you're going to be able to do, and we're going to see what people do tomorrow. However, now, from a non-trading perspective, I want to talk about this stock because I kind of like it, and I want to discuss what I did, how I played it, what led to the profit. You guys could see here in the portfolio, I'm up $346, but the key is I only used $545. So I know a lot of people, they made money. We put it out on the stream alert. You guys could even see here. Well, actually, no. I'll get to that in a little bit because that's going to talk about the strategy. So that's what we're going to go over to it. If you guys did play it, make sure you guys are very, very diligent on taking your profits. Be smart about it. You made money, take it to the bank. Don't overtrade tomorrow. Be smart. We have a lot to talk about. So we still got the watch list tonight at 7. So prepare for that. But be on the stream tomorrow morning. We are live 30 minutes before open. So youtube.com/the stock market. It is pinned in the comments below. So I could give you my thoughts on this company pretty easily, and you could see the movement it made today. It opened at $6, went up, got halted, shot up, and the rest was history. But it really made the biggest move after hours here. It closed at $14.22. We got in at $10.90, and now it's at $17.87. So we did a swing trade, and we're going to talk about that. But as far as the company goes, I looked into it a little bit more, and I started liking what I'm seeing. So I'm still holding it. I will let you guys know. You guys are watching the position on this portfolio. This is the only shares I own with it. My plan, I want to swing it. If I could get 100%, I say, you guys know me. I want to make it free and get out, but at the same time, I'm using a small amount of money, which we're going to talk about, that's allowing me to play this stock as such. So it's very interesting. But the stuff that I came across, I wanted to see if this was a recent IPO, and there's things that make this unique. And even then, again, be on stream tomorrow because although I want to make the trade free, with this type of volume and everything else, I might want to ride the wave a little bit, and I already have a pretty decent position. But this IPO'd recently. This was in February 2019. So now you guys could see here, shares, this is saying 14 million, but I don't think that's really accurate. I went and I did my research on this. I went through the filings, and they're actually a legit company. This is NASDAQ traded. Although it is a cheap price, it's not a penny stock. They recently IPO'd. They were at $5-6. So pretty much the offering was at $5. They were a little bit lower when they hit the market, but people pretty much guaranteed it. It never went below $5. They actually had a outside bank guarantee it. Their IPO was very, very weird, and you could go through their filings even on NASDAQ. This is the form. That's not it. There's a different one. But this is, this is their offering. They have a minimum and maximum, just even, again, cautious of the demand. But even going, you could see what they talk about. Their company it's a legit company. And it says their main product is the tattoo removal and this other cellular device thing. But that's what it is. It's like some sonic waves. But they had all of their shares pretty much sold around $5. The thing that sketches me out about this when we look at it fundamentally, because the small float makes it good, especially if there's a lot of swing traders in this, even better, because it's, this is a tiny float. And again, a lot of that 14 million, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys, a lot of that 14 million, that's the whole company. A lot is owned by employees. So that is also, dude, it's literally going to 1843 as we're talking about this. So the thing that's crazy about this, though, with how many employees and how many shares are available, it's I think the amount of shares that are owned by investors is probably less. It's less than 7 million. I'm gonna say conservatively. I got like 1.7 from a filing, so I'm gonna have you guys. I'm putting it here so you guys could double check it. But again, the small float is good. But now the bad part is the amount of employees that own it. They're in at $1.75. So employees are a large portion of the company as a market cap in at $1.75 employment options. And now again, too, the best part is this is going to be one you guys could stock through filings. Wait till the Form 4s come out, or even the, these are the new owners, the Form 3. You get to see what everyone owns. But anytime Form 4s come out on this company, nobody is sold yet. So we will get to see if that changes. But till then, the float is pretty locked up. That's why it's making these big moves. So I'm holding those 50 shares. There's no options. However, options could come as there's more trading volume. But this is a legit company. So again, the issue, just because it's legit now, what I mean by that is they are actually producing a real product. I wouldn't call it a drug. It's a biotech, but not really. It's a medical device, and it's going to be used. They have applications for cellulite. I don't know if I could show you it. I don't know if it's PG. Their filing is not PG. They got some cellulite booty on there to show you in the examples. But this is what they're doing, and they've spent money on it. And that's actually one thing I like. They've spent year after year. They've taken some pretty big net losses, but it's clear they're actually working at it. I think there's only 8 employees on the tattoo side, but they got this FDA approval, but I like their game plan when they went over it. Pretty much they would have done pretty good regardless of the FDA approval. This helps, and they could get to market by the end of the year and actually be selling end of this year, even 2020. So that's what I'm saying. It's actually decent. Now, that's what I mean by it's good. They're doing what they're saying. They're spending money at it. It doesn't seem like this is a dilution scam. The risk is the employees are in at a low price, as is any insider, but they are the float is very, very low. And there's not too many investors, but again, it's not like they're dumping it, and we have the value at 5. That is the things that make it good and legit. But that doesn't mean the valuation is going to be steady just because this is now a different price action, because, again, at one point the market thought it was 15. They sold out after updates, I believe, from the other cellulite thing. I didn't get that deep into it. But the point is the market is doing price discovery. Even if they get that tattoo drug, it's great. But if it's at $18 with X amount of debt, so on and so forth, are they really going to be producing this much value to volume at this price or whatever the market cap is? So again, you've seen stocks like Tilray and other stuff. It could go crazy. It's a low float. We'll see what happens, but I'm definitely swinging this. We're definitely holding on to this, and we're going to keep it. So be on stream for the updates, and make sure you get the stream. Don't get the stream alerts if you guys are going to miss it. That's that first link below, since everybody asks where it is. But it's at night. Dude, this is crazy. It's going to 19 right now. This is absolutely nuts. Again, we're about to be up 100% on it, so we'll be able to see a good flip. I think even in the morning we'll talk about this on the watch list, but now let's talk about the strategy, how I got to play this. Why did I play this? How did I know this would be a good play? One, they had an FDA approval. It wasn't necessarily FDA approval, but it was a head nod or a okay to pursue and move forward. So it was like a pseudo FDA approval, but essentially that came out, and that's what made the stock move up today. You can see closed at like 580. Again, this is 9:30. It shoots up within 13 minutes. It goes up, halt, circuit breaker. The news comes out, and it goes up and it trades. But I talked about this a lot today. You guys could watch on stream when we went into it. I stocked it for a little. I said, wait here, because it was eventually at 100%. It did one of these small moves. It was at 100%. I said, it's either going to come down here or not. And that's what I waited for. And I did a market order. That's why my fill was a little bad, but we got in early. And I held it all the way through. Why did I buy it? I don't know. I didn't know anything about it. I heard about the FDA approval. I heard tattoo removal. Looking back after markets closed, it was great. Honestly, seeing the price, hindsight's 2020. But at the end of the day, that it's a good technology. I don't think it's bad. That's why I'm like, hey, this would be one decent. And I think if they have FDA approval, it's really unique and first of its kind in a good industry. So it's good. But at the same time, how I felt, and this is the whole point to this strategy, what I'm trying to explain, how you guys could play this and what mistake to avoid. I knew nothing about it. We saw it was up. It was 100% up. That's the stupidest thing in the world to buy. I'm buying it blind. I did use background information to understand what FDA approvals could do. I did look at the float. I was seeing it. I was like, hey, it's not too bad. And the whole key is with that limited information and limited beliefs in general, I use this small amount of shares. I use 50 shares at $10. That's $500. I spent $545 for 50 shares, and that's it makes sense. I'm just scaling in. I don't really know much about it. That's my scale in. If it comes down below that, I could have bought more. I could have limited my risk. Literally, I was thinking, hey, if it's at 100%, if it comes back to open, my risk is going to be, relatively speaking, probably like $5 or $300 or $400. So I was cool with that. And again, especially the type of play, it's shares. There's no expiration, and that's the thing. There's no options. I played this like an option, but I bought half an option. It was risky. It was up a lot. I said, hey, I bought 50 shares. They're not going to expire. That's the price of a bigger size option, and that's the point. And this is the mistake a lot of people will make. You guys see these big runners. They're going to do this tomorrow. This is what makes the wild swings and why these stocks pump and dump is you have people trying to throw in $100,000, $20,000, $10,000 and buy a large amount of shares for these 5-10 cent moves. That's why people are like, Howard, think about it. I'm holding it from here to here. Wait till it opens and go crazy. You're going to be like, wow, you're a genius. How did you hold it so long? And the key word, the answer, is from the stock trading boot camp: exposure. You got to snipe it. I did not expose myself heavily with $500, but now the crazy part is, we know what stocks could do. We know the scale of this news, and that's that background information I'm saying I'm coming in with. This stock could double, triple, go 10 times. Who knows what it could do? Either way, I'm making a gain, and I'm making an extraordinary gain, and now it's opened it up. Literally, I could sell out right now 20 and get 25 free shares and get $500 worth of free shares on this stock. Not too shabby. And again, we'll see what happens when it gets options, but that is the whole point of the strategy. So how do you play it? You go small. When you guys see some of these big moves, even if it's a dumb penny stock, it's not the same for a penny stock. You see, if it's NASDAQ, if it's a lower price stock and you see there is momentum and hype around it, just go with the small amount of shares and you could swing trade it. You don't need to play, let everybody else kill themselves and let there be blood in the streets. And again, especially if it's a small float, oh man, put the odds in your favor. And that's what we did. I put the odds in my favor. Low risk, high reward, many factors that could make the stock rocket. It was, again, like I said, worst case scenario, the stock lost all the gains after the FDA approval. I lost $300-400, and that's exactly what I'm up right now. So we'll see what happens now, but now it's just a little more exciting regardless. So that's pretty much it. I would love your guys' thoughts on the opinion. Here's your opportunity to flex. If you bought it, let me know what you guys bought it at. Love to hear your guys' plays, and give me ideas. So coming into this tomorrow, let me know. Do you guys plan on holding it, swinging it? How many shares you got? Post that below. Let's source some info. We're also going to talk about this on the watch list tonight. Be there at 7 p.m. That's pretty much it, guys. All right, I love y'all. Peace.